Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm Chris Bianchi, and Shay Johnson, our race and culture contributor, joins us with more here in the month of October, which is LGBTQ History Month. And Shay, that's to me obviously quite interesting because, of course, that is separate from Pride Month, which is typically in June.
Absolutely, Chris. It's always great to be here again. Yeah, we always talk about, Pride Fest and the fun things that happen, but I think the history is absolutely important that we acknowledge it during this time. And so why not, during race and culture segment, really dive into why this is important for us to acknowledge and celebrate.
Yeah, of course, and we're going to kind of specify this a bit more for the state of Colorado. So Shay, can we start off by asking why it's important to highlight National LGBTQ History Month in Colorado from a race and culture perspective? And how do the contributions and experiences of LGBTQ individuals intersect with those of race, culture, and diversity in the state?
Absolutely, Chris. I think it's absolutely an important thing that we talk about this because there's an intersectionality that happens, right, with experiences as well as the cultural backgrounds, as well as identity. And when you intersect those things, there's different challenges that come across, and there's also different contributions. So this is a significant time that we can actually highlight those contributions, talk about the challenges, and then talk about the resources, because in the LGBT community, there's already a marginalized community, but then with inside of that, when you talk about adding minority on top of that, or different racial background or different culture concepts, those are a whole different alignment of issues that come with that. So this is a great time to really talk about the contributions, talk about the challenges, highlight it all, and show a little thanks during this time.
Absolutely. So it's maybe the way to think of it. It's using the history to apply that to lessons in the future.
I like that, Chris, because we know that the history is going to absolutely inform our future. And then we can know where we're getting it right or where we're getting it wrong, and what we need to do and what resources and support are there to aid us along the way on this journey.
Yeah, history always the best lesson. It's kind of part of why I'm a big history buff myself. But
Smart man.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But you have identified the Center on Colfax as a valuable resource for the LGBTQ community. What specific features or initiatives make the Center on Colfax such a great resource?
Not only is the Center of Colfax been around for a while, but this is the largest resource that we have for the LGBTQ community in the Rocky Mountain region. So that's huge in itself, right? And so with that comes a lot of responsibility, but they have been instrumental in reducing harassment, also in discrimination against LGBTQ community. And so they've been instrumental in how they offer support, really a wide range of support. And we love to see that because they're having social activities as well as helping individuals, as well as coming and giving some health background, some tips, so that the LGBTQ community can live their absolute best life. And this center, the Center on Colfax, has been amazing in making sure that people get the opportunities and the resources that they need.
Absolutely. Well, there's another organization that I know that you really want to highlight specifically. It would be Queenship. And this is, I think, a bit more geared towards the younger generation. Is that correct?
Right. And so we know with our younger generation, they need support as well. And that support may look a little bit differently than you have someone that's been seasoned in being a part of the LGBT community. And when we have somebody like Queenship right here in Denver, Colorado, under the direction of Tanika Ship, she is instrumental in really championing the younger generation, like you said. And with that comes a holistic approach to empower our youth, whether they are queer, trans, non-binary, whatever that is. She's making sure she gives them development, leadership development, really working with engaging in civil and community engagement. And so they're being able to be emotionally intelligent, a well-rounded citizen of our community that actually can go back and take this into their communities, take this into their households, and be instrumental in change and being proud about who they are and how they show up in this world.
And I think maybe that alludes to one of the keys here, which would be getting the younger generation involved in helping transform the history of LGBTQ rights here in the state of Colorado, correct?
You're absolutely right about that, because we know, people always say our young people are our future. I like to say that they are our right now. And so we have to make sure we're giving them the tools and the resources, because one day they're gonna be taking care of us. So I wanna make sure they have the tools while they do that.
Absolutely. I guess, Shay, broadly speaking here in the month of October, any final links between what some of those initiatives that are taking place here in the month of October and how it contributes to LGBTQ history.
Absolutely. The significant links is that what's happening right here in Colorado is we have been instrumental in creating spaces that allow people to feel accepted, spaces that allow people to grow, spaces that allow them to see people that are going through something similar. And so when we allow those things to happen, we're making a well-rounded community, and it really highlights Colorado's diverse community style. And it really highlights how progressive we can be when we give everyone the resources they need, the attention that they need. And we have wonderful people right here in our city that are championing that.
Absolutely. And so many folks doing a lot of good work in this department. You mentioned the Center on Colfax, Queenship, and a number of different organizations.
Number of organizations, right. We couldn't highlight all the organizations, right? I wish we had more time, but there are a lot of organizations, and those are just a few to get you going along the way.
Well, Shay Johnson, Race and Culture Contributor, we appreciate a few minutes of your time and lending us your expertise and insight about LGBTQ History Month and what it means. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we want to say thank you to someone right here making history, the one and only Leslie Harrod. She has made an historic amount of history right here in Colorado as our first openly queer Black woman to hold office in the state history for Colorado House Representative. So thank her for her transformative change that she has brought to the LGBTQ community. We appreciate you, we applaud you, and we say keep doing the great work.
Absolutely. Well, Shay Johnson, once again, thanks for joining us here on 90s Plus.
Thank you so much, Chris.